What's up, party people? It feels like 2 days ago that I recorded the last video, but it was a week, and I guess the week just went by quickly. So yeah, here we are. Week 3 of the vlog series. Hope you're enjoying it. Today I was trying to go a week without buying books. Just kidding, no I wasn't. So I only got a few, okay, just a few books and a few CDs as well, which we'll look at together. And then yeah, just to kind of recap my week. I didn't do too much reading this week. I was a little bit busy with some other things. Okay, I wrote an essay, filmed another video for my other channel, so you know, I've been busy. But I did get some done, so we'll talk about it. But first up, we'll do the CDs first. So I've really, in the last like couple weeks, really been enjoying like glam metal, hair metal, hard rock from like the 70s, 80s, 90s in the US. There's something about just that like boisterous, unapologetic energy behind that music that has just really been, just gets me fired up, especially in the summer, right? Like, I mean, not today and the previous day, but the last month has been hot. And I'm just driving in my truck, windows down, got some Van Halen blasting, AC/DC, you know, it's been pretty sweet. You know, if I ever am feeling like a tinge a bit down, turn up the Van Halen, oh yeah, you'll be good. So, I found this one at the store today. This is one of their later albums. It's called For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. I'm not sure if they have any songs on here that were famous. I haven't listened to the full thing yet, so maybe one of them will be like, oh yeah, obviously, I know that one. I had listened to the first maybe 3 songs, and Judgment Day was good, for sure, that's a good one. But Value Village rates their prices on CDs like $4.99. What is this? It's highway robbery. Anyways, Van Halen, hard to go wrong. Next up, I didn't know about this band actually until recently, like 1 or 2 days ago, and that's Heart. Okay? Oh, the reflection is terrible. There you go, that's a bit better. Again, $4.99, that atrocious, honestly, atrocious. But Heart is cool. They're also like 80s American rock. Although they have a female lead vocalist, I think is unique. Anyways, I think they have a few famous songs on here. This is their self-titled, so it'll be, I don't know, If Looks Could Kill, Never, Nobody, no, which one is it? Yeah, What About Love? I don't know. Are those famous songs? I haven't listened to it yet. They seem like they would be. I feel like when artists have like a self-titled album, it's like that's the one that like their breakout album that everyone's heard of, right? And then I don't feel like this encroaches on my manhood at all because I love one of the songs on this album. But I picked up Taylor Swift's Fearless. I don't have any Taylor Swift CDs, but now I do. So that first one, and come on, like this is amazing. I love Love Story. You know, Romeo and Juliet, come on. Straight to the heart. Anyways, Fearless. So all you Swifties out there, now we have something to talk about where we have some common ground, okay? So cool. I'll get to this hopefully in the next week. Maybe I'll report back on it if I remember. Because I know I've listened to Love Story obviously like a million times, but anything else on here? Maybe, maybe not. I don't even know. So maybe there's other really good tracks on here. So yeah. In terms of the books, also, if you guys don't like hearing me talk about CDs, you just want to hear about books, feel free to send me a death threat in the comments, and I will stop. But hey, books, CDs, physical media, I think we're all down with it. But if not, let me know. Anyways, I only got 3 books. The first one being Steinbeck's The Pastures of Heaven. Yeah? Okay. Now, I'm collecting Steinbeck. I've only ever read East of Eden, which I loved. But I haven't been able to read anything else by him because I'm in a million different places. But I've got quite a few of his books right now. I think I'm around 12. So this makes Unlucky 13. Anyways, Steinbeck, great guy. And only $3, so cheaper than the CD. Next up, we've got Dumas. I think this one's called 1001 Ghosts. Okay? Now, last video, if you remember correctly, I had a massive brain fart, and I had picked up the book The Black Tulip by Dumas, and I had forgotten. Who's Dumas? I don't know, I remember his name. I was being an idiot. of course, he wrote The Count of Monte Cristo, which I watched the movie, I don't know, a week or two ago. No, it must have been during the last week that I watched it. And I didn't really watch the whole thing. I just kind of walked in on my brother watching the second half. But it's a good movie. So eventually I'll have to get to the book, even though it's like 1,000,000 pages long. But yeah, so Dumas, really well-known guy. Now, the cover art for this is pretty cool. It's a bunch of different masks. It's supposedly about like a murder mystery. And there's a bunch of interesting characters, like a vampire victim, a 300-year-old tarot author, anyways, a laborer whose wife bit him after he sliced off her head. Like, how is that possible? Anyways, this looks like it'll be a fun book. $5. Also, it's the edition, or the publishing house that did this is Hesperus. I don't know if it's focusing on that. Of course, referring to the goddess of Venus, or the planet Venus. And I was like, their symbol at the bottom, I don't know if you can see that. Again, it's hard to maybe focus. Ooh. Anyways, that little H, I'm like, I've seen that before. Where is that from? And actually, I have something else by them. And that's my copy of Goethe's Man of 50. And the edition just feels nice. It's like kind of a matte finish. It's kind of like a thicker cover. I don't know, I like them. So yeah, they do cool stuff, I guess. So I'll have to keep my eye out for more Hesperus. Last book here. I don't really like this publishing, but it's you can't judge a book by the cover. It's the inside that counts. I don't believe that at all. Anyways, Thomas Hardy, the mayor of Casterbridge. Casterbridge? Casterbridge. Okay? There isn't really much context on the back. It just says some dude gets drunk and sells his wife and daughter for 5 guineas. That's kind of ridiculous, but you know, Thomas Hardy, great guy. So hopefully it'll be good. Anyways, yeah, didn't really get that much stuff this week, but there you go. Hopefully that keeps you entertained. In terms of what I read this week, I did get started on the last book in the trilogy, the Gormenghast trilogy by Mervyn Peake. The last book being called Titus Alone. I'm working on videos, or a video, which will be a series of videos on this trilogy. So maybe in the next month or so, you'll see that video coming down the line. So get excited, I guess. Yeah, but look at that. I just started. Come on, guys. That's not very much. Anyways, yeah, so far, it's different than the first two. I like it, though. Mervyn Peake has a way of creating characters that are very memorable. I mean, so far, the characters in the third book have been memorable, but not as memorable as the first book. The first book has, like, the craziest characters. Like, my favorite is Swelter. Swelter is just hilarious. And the BBC miniseries, they portray him perfectly. So, yeah, hilarious. Anyways, well, I'll get to that. Don't worry. Other things I read this week, I started reading this for a class I'm taking in September, and that's Piers Plowman. Now, this book is written in Middle English, and like I said, I have no background in English, and I'm going for this master's degree, and they expect us to read this. So I have a translation of it in modern English that I'm reading side by side, and I'm kind of getting a hang of the Middle English. Like there's some tricks you can use that like help you sound it out, but this is taking me forever to read. It takes me I'm so slow. But yeah, like you can't tell me this is English. Like, I don't know if you can see some of the words on this page. That cannot be English. Anyways, yeah, this is kind of a slog. So I'm hoping that when I start taking the class, the teacher like makes me enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm also just stupid. So there's that too. And then lastly, I haven't mentioned this before, but I've slowly but surely, I read one every once in a while, but I've been working my way through Keats's complete poems. Again, The Reflection. That's insane. There you go. And at first I was kind of like, he's alright. I like him. 3 out of 5. But some of the stuff that I've been reading in here, he knocks it out of the park. Really, really good. So last night I read, it's called Isabella, or The Pot of Basil. And it's about 500 lines. And I really liked it. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, it's about this girl. She falls in love with this dude, but the girl's nobility and the dude is just a peasant. So the girl's brothers get like angry that she's in love with this peasant, so they invite him hunting. Spoilers, they kill him. They kill him. And they bury him by a river. And then 2 days go by. She's like, why isn't my boyfriend, fiance, guy that they're not fiance, just the guy that I love, he hasn't come back from the hunting trip. And then she visits her in a dream. And he's like, yo, your brothers killed me. I'm by the river. And so she's like, oh my gosh, she escapes, runs to the river, finds him, digs his body up, exhumes him, and finds his, and it's only been a few days, right? So he's not really decomposed yet. And so she takes a knife and cuts his head off and takes it back to the castle with her. And then she, like, doesn't want to get discovered by having his head, because that's weird. So she puts it into a pot and plants basil on top of it. And then every day she cries into it and it grows like really fast. And her brothers are like, yo, like, what the heck? You have this like pot. Why are you always with the pot? You take it everywhere you go. That's weird. So then one day they steal it from her and they open it and they find the head and they know that they've been discovered. So they run away, but they take the pot with them. And then Isabella is like extra sad because she is missing her dead lover's head. Anyways, like just the way it's written is very good, and I really liked it. So I've also been bookmarking. I don't know if you can see my little tabs there. I do occasionally use the tabs. I don't really annotate. I know some people like fill the pages with annotations. Kind of looks cool. I don't know. I just don't really have the time for it. So, anyways, I don't really annotate, but I do put bookmarks next to sections that I want to come back to. And so I thought we could have a little bit of an intimate moment and read some of the poetry that I've bookmarked. And I'm just going to go over a couple, not everything, just a couple of the shorter ones. And I've noticed that I tend to enjoy his more like love poetry. So, hey, that's what you're going to get a taste of today. So, yeah. This one's called To Georgiana Augusta Wiley. Is that one person or three people? I think that's one person, named Georgiana Augusta Wiley. I'm trying not to screw this up. Okay. Keats writes, Nymph of the downward smile and sidelong glance, in what diviner moments of the day art thou most lovely? When gone far astray into the labyrinth of sweet utterance, or when serenely wandering in a trance of sober thought, or when starting away with careless robe to meet the morning ray, thou sparest the flowers in thy mazy dance. Haply 'tis when thy ruby lips part sweetly, and so remain, because thou listenest. But thou to please wert nurtured so completely, that I can never tell what mood is best. I shall as soon pronounce which grace more neatly trips it before Apollo than the rest. Okay, I don't really know what I can say about that. I don't know, I just like them. And I'm not going to give you like a detailed analysis. I don't know, sometimes when you critically analyze something like a poem, you dissect it, you kill it. So you just kind of gotta let it be. One more here. It's called Two, and that's it. I don't know if you can see this. It's on right here. It's just called Two. So I guess they blanked out the name because it was too personal or something. Maybe he was having an affair. I don't know anything about Keats' life, so yeah. It's only like 15 lines. So in this poem, Keats writes, Time's sea hath been 5 years at its slow ebb. Long hours have to and fro let creep the sand, since I was tangled in thy beauty's web, and snared by the ungloving of thy hand. Keats is... I don't even know what to say about that. Sorry to interrupt. And yet I never look on midnight sky, but I behold thine eyes as well-memoried light. I cannot look upon the rose's dye, but to thy cheek my soul doth take its flight. I cannot look on any budding flower, but my fond ear, in fancy at thy lips, and hearkening for a love sound, doth devour its sweets in the wrong sense. Thou doth eclipse every delight with sweet remembering, and grief unto my darling's joys dost bring. Oh, and there's a little note actually at the bottom here, and it says he wrote this poem for a lady he saw for some few moments at Vauxhall, some place. So wow, he just fell in love with this random chick. She took off her glove, and that was it. He was sold. So you know what? Back in the day, you don't have to dress half naked to attract a man. You just gotta take off your glove, and he's smitten. So take notes, ladies. Anyways, that'll wrap it up for today. Yeah. What are my plans or goals for this week? I want to make a bigger dent in Piers Plowman. I'm going on a trip mid-August. I'm not sure if I'll be able to record during that time or if you'll have a break from me. Thank goodness, right? Or if I'll be able to record while I'm there, I don't know. But I'm going to try to make a dent in Piers Plowman. I want to finish it before I go on that trip. So you can try to hold me to that. Yeah, and then I don't know if I can finish that Gorman Guest book this week. We'll see how much, if I do any writing. So if I do writing, I'll have less time. But if I don't, I might be able to get close to finishing that. And then, what's next on the list? Great question. I'm not really sure. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it. I've got like a physical TBR, like a stack here, that actually became 2 stacks. Thesis books and non-thesis books. And I haven't even started on the thesis stuff, to be honest. But I have like a year and a half to do it, so I'm not really too worried. But I should start eventually, because I have a grant due in like October, so. Anyways, yeah, maybe we'll see. This is embarrassing for me to say, but I'm interested in books. I'm a book guy, okay? A book guy. And I haven't read 1984, which is like every baby's first classic. So maybe I'll actually read that and just experience the magic. I've also got some King Lear that I'm looking to do, which I know it's one of those works that I would assume everyone else in my incoming class for the master's degree will have read, so it's probably something I should do. I've got the Folio Society's edition of the Greek myths, so I want to dive into that. I did read Edith Hamilton's Mythology, so I've kind of got like a good introduction to it already. Alice in Wonderland. What is that? I don't even have my glasses on here. Oh yeah, Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. H.G. Wells's A Story for Days to Come. A Story of the Days to Come. There we go. And then I also want to reread the 3rd book in C.S. Lewis's space trilogy called That Hideous Strength, because that book is his fictionalized version of The Abolition of Man. And if you are interested in C.S. Lewis, go to my other channel. I recorded a video recently on The Abolition of Man, and it blew up a little bit. I don't know, like for my audience size, okay, it got like 600 views, which not a lot, but for me, it feels good. Anyways, so I did record that, and then That Hideous Strength is kind of like the fictionalized version of what he thinks, like his prediction for like culture and what it will become if we, well, I guess not a prediction of the future, because there's like magic and stuff in there, so I don't know, but anyways, it's good, so I gotta reread it. I think I read his space trilogy like, wow, like first year university, so like forever ago. Not forever ago. I'm 23, so that would have been 5 years ago. Ish. Anyways, yeah, that's all for this week. Pray for me. I gotta get more reading done, so I have something to talk about next week. Yeah, anyways, see you then.